Alright everyone, hail and welcome to this week's episode of Midgard Musings. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. My name's Jesse. This is your first time watching this channel. I want to thank you for your support and for taking your time out of your day to watch what I do here. I'm the host here on this channel, and every week I put a video up, usually covering various topics of Norse heathenry. Depending on what's going on at the time, it may be something that strikes my interest or fancy. It may be something that one of you folks have suggested to me, or it may be a series type of thing, because I do a once-a-month deity discussion. There's a playlist on the channel. Just go ahead and check those videos out. And like I said, if you haven't already, please become a subscriber. Turn the bell notifications on so that you're never going to miss a video, all that fun stuff. And check out the description for all the ways that you can support Midgard Musings by following me on Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. All the details for that are down in the description. And so today's topic of discussion is going to be the Einherjar. And this video today is kind of a two-part thing, because we're going to be talking a little bit about the Einherjar, and it's also my birthday, so I'm kind of having all of you fun people join me today and helps in celebration. So let's go ahead and get our incense going and our candle, and then we will go right into this discussion. I do light some incense every week. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, the more you watch, the more you will know kind of some of the little traditions around here. The incense thing being one of them, and the candle being the other. Just helps build a little bit of ambiance to the room, so on and so forth. Alright guys, so the Einherjar, these are spoken about in the Poetic Edda, in the poem Grimnismal, and they're not really spoken of in too great detail, but in terms of older texts and you know, information that we do have available, they are mentioned. But the Einherjar are the slain soldiers, the battle fallen, if you will, okay, that end up in Valhalla, in Odin's Hall. And they are, the purpose for the Einherjar is to equip Odin's army to fight in Ragnarok, right? The information that we do have about who the Einherjar are and what they do and all that kind of stuff is, like I said, in Eddic texts. But basically what happens is the Einherjar fight all day. They fight one another. They train. The way I see it, it's almost like they're in you know, boot camp or training for combat. They fight one another all day. They kill one another, and then Odin resurrects them on the battlefield. And then every night they come back and they feast and they drink and do it all again the next day. It's kill each other, fight one another, kill each other, die, resurrection, feast, drink, revel, all that kind of fun stuff, right? So it's a lifestyle of a lot of violence. And like I said, in the poem Grimnismal, the only information that poem specifically mentions the Einherjar about is the fact that in the gates of Valhalla, there are 800 Einherjar in each gate, shoulder to shoulder. So there's 800 men or soldiers or fighters that could fit the breadth of one of the gates. So the reason why we're talking about the Einherjar today specifically is just due to the fact that for many heathens, especially that you know, Asatru, right, is one of the names that is used to describe this path, right, this part of Norse paganism. Asatru followers will quite often celebrate or a day of remembrance, or hold a day of remembrance for the Einherjar, and it's typically held on November 11th. At least, again, like I said, in a very modern thing. It's not by any means a ancient heathen holiday or ancient day of remembrance as far as arch heathens go. But this is a modern kind of reconstruction of a modern reconstruction of old religious path, okay, or an old religious folkway, if you will. So a lot of times, and today is Veterans Day. It's November 11th is Veterans Day. It's a day to remember soldiers and service members, both men and women, not the ones who have necessarily fallen in battle or who have fallen and that are no longer with us here on this plane, but just those in general who are giving of themselves, sacrificing of themselves, and doing so for their country, or for the people that they love, for their freedom. So today is a day of remembrance. And I wanted to kind of talk about this a bit in respect to the Einherjar and how this is considered a modern Asatru holiday or day of remembrance for the Einherjar. Because a lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot, but there are people out here who will maybe look at what I'm saying right now about, this day of remembrance and drawing attention to it and be like, well, that's not real heathenry, that's not the true historical thing. And I already kind of prefaced that with what I said earlier, and that I understand that. I know that the day of remembrance for the fallen, and that, this Veterans Day holiday being around for some time, and then also true people want to get in kind of on that and use it as a day of remembrance and call it, to honor the Einherjar. I understand that that's not an arch-heathen holiday, okay? But I did want to draw attention to it because here's why. It's a day to remember and honor those who have given so much. They are sacrificed. They're giving close to being what could be considered the ultimate sacrifice. Your life being the ultimate sacrifice, but you are putting your life on the line when you serve your country in these ways, especially those who go to combat, those who go and are deployed to other countries for various missions and various tasks, right? You're doing something that puts your life at risk in order to protect, or in order to defend, or in order to, do well and for your family, your loved ones, so on and so forth. So I feel that days of remembrance for those types of folks, days to honor these types of people. In arch heathen times, the holidays that were around at the time that we know of, and the ones that we celebrate even now to this day, we are often called to remember our ancestors. We are called to take time to remember those who have gone before us and to honor them in their memory. So that practice in and of itself is very heathen, I feel. It doesn't necessarily have to have a name to it or a name attested to it or a certain specific holiday. But given the nature of today being Veterans Day and to honor and to remember our servicemen and women, not just ones who have died, but the ones who are still and currently fighting or defending our country, that it's important to honor them, and I feel like it's a good thing to do. It is definitely, I feel, a heathen practice. And so today, for our servicemen and women, I raise my glass and I say skull to each and every one of you. If you're out here watching this, or you know somebody, the ones that are watching this now, if you know somebody who is a serviceman or woman, make sure that you honor them as well. Let them know that you're thankful for their service and that you appreciate their sacrifice. They do the thing that not many of us are willing or able to do. So we raise our glasses and our horns to you, fine servicemen and women out there, and we say thank you. And if you do fall in battle and you do find yourself in Odin's Hall, enjoy the mead, enjoy the pork and stuff that is served, and may things go well for you. So guys, it's not a very long discussion today. It's not a very in-depth discussion today. But it is one that I wanted to make sure that I did because it's my birthday. I had to be here on Midgard. And I'm thankful for the opportunity that I'm here to be able to speak to each and every one of you. But I didn't want to take away from the fact that it is a day of remembrance, and that we should honor those who are doing these things. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure that you're becoming a subscriber. Like I said, just right over here, actually. There's a button down there, but right up here, if you're still watching this, make sure you click on this floating Midgard Musings logo. It's really easy. Once you click on it, you're a subscriber, and you're not going to miss videos. If you don't want to, you can click the bell notification to be notified when I upload new content. So everyone that's watching live on Facebook, please stick around, just so way I can see if there's any comments for me to go through and to talk about. You guys, I'll see you next week in next week's video. We have yet to decide what that subject will be, but it's going to be a fun one, I hope. So thank you again so much for watching. Hail.